Frieren Beyond Journey's End has finally come to a close, or at least the first season has ended. I just wanted to make a video in which I talk about the greatest things about this anime and how it really outperforms a lot of other shows in the same genre. There were so many great moments in this season. Frieren using the spell she developed purposefully for killing demons to kill the very demon whose spell this was in the first place, Stark bludgeoning the dragon to death, and Fern passing the final exam in order to become a first-class mage. I kept thinking that the show would drop pace or diverge into needless storytelling, but it didn't. Every single episode counted towards growing and developing any and every character. I mean, look at that man, Dankin. This man went through hell and back just to finish the first-class mage test in order to visit his wife's grave. Each specific character was fleshed out, and we really got to understand why someone like Ubo could defeat Sense easily, in fact. Also, that clone jutsu dude, Land, I think his name is, he never even left his hometown for the entire exam. How is that even possible? When we talk about a great character, you might say skill, a good backstory, interesting character qualities, or many other aspects will let you know if this is an intriguing person that you want to watch. But in Frieren, every character is like that. I wholeheartedly believe that there's not a single bad character in Frieren. I think it has to do with the treatment of each person. They don't just create some bum who is only there to serve a one-dimensional purpose, such as comic relief. That's what makes Frieren characters so compelling. And it just goes to show, when you actually pay careful attention to a person in your story, it makes the entire plot 10 times more entertaining. It would not have even fazed me if we took half or even a full episode into learning an individual's backstory, because you know that would be a big time payoff in the end. I love Naruto, but there are so many characters that I could just say that person is lame. I don't care if they live or die, and I hope Naruto or Sasuke comes back into this episode ASAP. But in Frieren, you're just taking it all in, and it doesn't bother me that we spend half an episode watching Lavine and Kane fight Richter. Also, all the characters just do not care what anyone else thinks. They are so unapologetic and cool. It's very refreshing to see so many brazen people, especially when they want to fight everyone they come across. Like in the season finale, I thought that dude was going to unleash a terrifying battle upon Frieren, but Frieren talked him down with deep character knowledge of Seri. I have to say, that was actually pretty cool. I normally would be pissed that we didn't get to see a fight, but it makes sense, right? Why would Frieren have to prove herself to this random student of her magical rival? It makes much more sense for her to figure out why this guy feels the need to kill her, and just like that, a beautiful series continues to trump cliches and subvert expectations in the correct way. And that leads into my next point. Frieren uses subtlety to perfection. Rather than a flashy display of power, Frieren can simply win you over with a pouty face from Fern. Frieren can also deliver powerful emotions with one forlorn look of Frieren's face when she thinks about Himmel. Yes, the hard-hitting, insanely quick and fast blasts of magic can blow you away, but Frieren does not have to do that for you to enjoy the show. Those are the pure moments of ecstasy that simply add to an already fantastically written and developed show. The little events that happen, like when Fern and Stark are having their first dance together at the ball and no words are spoken, yet you can tell the shifting emotions of embarrassment to enjoyment, eventually to excitement. Frieren does way more in 10 seconds than most shows do in 10 episodes. The use of subtle maneuvers wows you into an overwhelming sense of astonishment. Alright, we need to talk about the fights again. Yes, I have mentioned these before, but after we ran into the people at the first class mage test, I have to talk about Ubel. She freaking slices people in half. It's incredible. This is how you make a great character. She is evil, and she doesn't care, but she is also very likable because she is highly skilled and not quite a psychopath, I would say. She is simply selfish, and she revels in defeating people who think they are strong. That's why she killed the exam proctor even though it disqualified her. She has reckless disregard for any human she feels is inferior, but that's what makes her so compelling. She finds people who are actually quite adept, and she learns to fight with them on some occasions. She is always always on the back of my mind during a fight because she is extremely deceptive. That's a whole other aspect that adds to the fights in Frieren Beyond Journey's End. There's a mysterious element when Ubel is involved. Also, that whole doppelganger fight for the second exam was amazing. Fern finding out just how powerful her master is when going up against her, and also a lot of people recognizing that Frieren is just on a whole other level. I do eventually want to see the hero party of 4 fight something all together if possible. I think that would be really cool. Finally, I want to say that Frieren is now my favorite anime of all time. I was hesitant to say whether or not, but it's clear to me that there is no other show that gives me goosebumps or makes me gasp in bewilderment quite like Frieren does. There's honestly nothing wrong with this anime, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? Is there something you don't enjoy in Frieren Beyond Journey's End? All I know is I can't wait for season 2.